And it's May 11th, 2025, here on the Crawford Podcasting Network. Coach Keyton Crawford on a beautiful Mother's Day. Mother's Day here in Michigan. I love it when Mother's Day has spectacular weather because it can be a crapshoot with our weather in Michigan in mid May, my
Yes,
co
sir.
host, Terry Keaton. But nobody deserves a beautiful, sunny Sunday than the mothers in this world, right?
Amen.
Because
Amen to that.
they're the stronghold, right? Right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's real. That's
Yeah.
reality.
People can say what they want. The moms is running things, holding it down,
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
in 11.
And you had a great mom.
Absolutely.
Can you give us a synopsis of what your mom was to you?
Probably not in this time frame that we have here because it's just not enough time.
Well, I
You know,
mean, just condense it for me.
my mom was the most beautiful person, human in the world. I mean, as much crap as she had to deal with from dating a black man in the mid
Yes.
um to her own family not agreeing with it, um, to having 10 kids and
Wow.
raising countless others through the foster care system. Um, nah, there's really not enough. There's not enough words, I'm saddened only because I mean I'm truly blessed to have had her for as long as I did. When I see other young people that lose their parents a lot earlier than myself, so I know I was blessed to have her. I wish I kick myself and I know my family, my sisters and brothers do as well, that we didn't make her do more wellness checks and things of that nature to make sure that she was okay, because she always worried about my dad all the time and taking care of his.
Sure.
But but um, I tell people all the time, my mom and dad were fighting racism before it became a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm by no means am I perfect, but if I could just strive and I can accomplish, half the things that they did, I mean, if and you know, because you were around enough. My parents didn't miss anything. My mom was everywhere. She had us everywhere we needed to be. Um, Food on the. I mean, you come to my house, you was gonna eat, and you was gonna leave full. And it didn't matter, who you were. What mom can he come over to eat tonight? Yeah, can he come over to eat? Tell him to get over here, and we'll feed him. She took care of everybody. And there's a lot of things that I found out since that, behind the scenes things that she used to do. Even when I was at Michigan State, because my mom didn't have as much bad things that kind of happened to her or even her children. She could have been a lot a more bitter person, but I've never heard my mom say anything bad about anybody.
Right.
Always had the positive, always something nice to say, always taking care of somebody, helping somebody, doing something, and the only thing I truly regret, and I know she knows and knew how much, I loved and cared for her, but while I was able to express that to my father before he passed away, if I could just get 5 minutes back just to let her know how much I loved her and how important she was to me, and how much I just truly appreciate everything she did for me, because I don't know if I did that enough. I don't think we ever do that enough. But you know, when I was at Michigan State, man, I'd call her at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning from the dorm. Mom, what you doing? Oh,
Whoa.
oh,
Wow.
I was
That's
asleep.
pretty,
And she
pretty
like, everything.
wild.
I'm like, yeah, everything. I just want to talk to you. See what's going on.
Hey, from my upbringing on the east side of Lansing in the 60s, Foster School, Pattonville, Eastern, into the 70s, graduated in 74. I witnessed what the acceptance or make that lack of acceptance of the biracial marriage was
Sure.
versus 2025. where the acceptance is much more extent. I mean, it's pretty much accepted.
Yeah,
I mean, it's and for your mom and dad to have to endure that, and then you as the 10 kids to have to endure that. I got a lot of respect for what you Keyton family went through and how you overcame that. I mean, it had to be. I just know because I just remember, and I was brought up in my family, and I'll talk about my mom in a second here, of being very open minded to. I mean, a very open minded family, and about other people's situations and not being judgmental or anything like that. Versus other families in my neighborhood who would not be that way.
sure,
And
sure.
you have to grin and bear their comments about families such as yours.
You're right. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I've told these stories before. I mean, like, I think my sisters had it worse because, the white people didn't like you because you was black. The black people didn't like you because
Yeah, exactly.
my sisters had good hair, so the black girls didn't like them because they had good hair. Blah blah blah. Myself and Jimmy, we really didn't have that problem because one, we're just big people, so people just didn't bother us in general. I'm sure they
Yeah.
probably on our backs or whatnot, whatever. But it's just one of those things where you just, I mean, for a long time growing up as a little man, I thought that everybody that my color, because I was just naive and just dumb to it, I thought everyone that was brown like me had a white mom and a black dad. Because we didn't really go to anybody's houses or things of that nature because, I mean, I had my own play group at home. I had 9 brothers and sisters. I didn't need to go
Yeah.
to. So that whole dynamic of, people, the racists and all that. My little brothers probably had a little bit better, and sister because they're younger. But my older brothers and sisters, had to deal with all that crap, and people. I mean, this not let's not it's still out there today. I mean, there's still
Oh
a lot.
no, it's still. I'm not
Of
saying. What? I'm
but
not saying it's not out there right now. I'm just saying it's better. It's
oh yeah,
better
I mean,
than it was.
everything is better, but it could be so much better if people. I deal with a lot on my like on my in my vehicle groups and things of that. Some people are just miserable. Like they don't have nothing. You see a car and they got something negative to say about it. Like if that's
Yeah.
not style,
Yeah.
okay, keep scrolling. I mean, we had a thing. We had big parties over here on the east side. Um, I think the LGBTQ people was having some parties, and there was all kinds of folks walking around. I'm like, hey man, get your party on. It's beautiful outside. Do your thing. Like people always got something. If it does not affect you, and they're not trying to hurt you or bother you, why do you care?
Mm-hmm.
Just keep doing you. And
Right.
I don't understand like just the hatred that people have that, because of the color of my skin or because I choose to date somebody or like, I mean, like, cause somebody, I mean, I used to deal with that crap, like just teaching, oh, coach, you're a racist. You don't like me. Look, man, I got a white mama. I got an Asian wife. Well, hell, you only thing you could do to me is slide some Hispanic in the family somewhere, dog. I mean, I got it all covered. Man, I don't have the energy. Because I tell the kid, do you know how much energy it takes to not like to hate people? To
Oh
not
no, hatred is a energy sapper.
Yeah.
Just saps us.
You
It writes it out. People don't realize it. People don't realize being a more positive person is a more highly efficient
yeah, it's so
use
much more
of your
fun.
energy.
It's so
Yeah.
much more fun. I mean, you have to really do something. Now, we've had some conversations. There's some people out there in this world that Carrie does not like at all. Like, uh, but
No.
I'm not giving them my energy though. Only when it's presented to me where I have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Other
No,
than that,
I
I got
understand that.
time to spend on the positive something like you and dealing with, what you're going through and being
Yeah.
if you were a negative person, bro, you probably would be dead already.
If I was a negative person, I would have a miserable day-to-day situation right now
Absolutely.
because I have some challenges physically that it's just part of being this post-surgery. It's
Sure.
be dealing with for the next year. But yeah, I mean, and I positivity as you and I have talked about is a choice. And quite frankly, I learned that, speaking of my mom, who passed away at 98 years old in 2014, and she was incredibly positive, but her always thing was, if you got your health, you have everything, everything.
True
Okay.
story. True
Well,
story.
I was trying to reach out to her, she's gone, but hey, I don't have my health anymore, Mom. Now what? But
But
I do have
still,
my health. I do have my health because of the incredible medical
exactly.
technology that's going on, and the great surgical team I have. And then, speaking of Mother's Day, my wife Tina, who has been an incredible caregiver for now going on 3 months, so a lot to be thankful for. So
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, and so I do feel like I have my health, but my mom, was in a different situation. Brought up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and there were four daughters from my grandparents who lived on East University in Ann Arbor. And in the 30s, they all graduated from the University of Michigan, including my mom in 1938. Do you know how unusual it was for a
For
woman to graduate from a major university in the 1930s? Crazy.
let's talk about just getting in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's
Okay.
that's
So
the rigor to finish.
yeah, but you talk about how things are better now from a racial standpoint, and they are, but they're not perfect. And sometimes I think they've gone backwards a little bit, and that's another discussion.
Sure.
However, when my mom graduated that year in 1938, so you go, the Michigan Union is on State Street, right?
Yep.
So they have an entrance that the front entrance faces east, and the side entrance faces north. Women had to go into the side entrance. They could not go into the front entrance.
Trash.
I mean, think about that for a second. I mean,
Trash.
that's less than 100 years ago. I mean, I know maybe that seems like a long time ago, but isn't that crazy
It's
of
ridiculous.
how things were back then?
It's absolutely ridiculous. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
In a
yeah,
spot on the inside, but I gotta come. Just like it just goes back. Black folks, you got to eat in the back, or you can't come in. You can't drink out of. It's like, why? You're gonna end
yeah,
up in the same place.
yeah, yeah.
We're gonna end
I,
up together. So what's the difference?
I
Well,
know, but we're thankfully things are better now in both regards. So, but anyway, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You are all amazing
and I would be
people.
remiss if I did not give a shout out to my special Laura Lynn, because without her, there is no Coach Keyton, because day one, day one, she knew, like, hey, this sports thing is,
Yeah, yeah. You know what you're getting at. You know what you're going into, right?
so it's like either you're gonna be with me, or I mean, we got to figure something out. But hey, from day one, she did. When I got to be the head coach, she did all my stats for me. Did all my stats for the games, and my brothers, they were the spotters, and she was there and helped me run my golf outings, and always made sure if I need something, boom, here, the kids need something, here, we need to get this done for the kids, can we run
Yeah,
this done for, so my wife, she been that ride or die for a lot longer than just 33 years of coaching. So, but man, I tell you, if you in the coaching and you don't have one that's, like you and your wife ran the East Side
yeah,
Little Trojans, I'm like,
yeah,
that's not normal.
yeah. Well,
It's not.
it's a lot, and it's a labor of love. I mean, you're not doing it for money. You know, and we were doing it purely volunteer. And
Hell no.
and you're and in high school football coaching, you're literally, you know, you're doing it free labor because you're the number of hours and the compensation don't match up.
Lansing School District still owe me a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
For all
right.
Extra
yeah.
hours.
You know, last week we had Paulie still on, and that was awesome, and
beautiful.
A lot of views on that. And I want to thank Paulie, who's still playing professional basketball at 39. But we had just come off the Alan Haller departure as athletic director at Michigan State. I didn't want to go into that. I wanted to focus on Paulie, but I wanted to get your reaction to that and where you think the athletic directorship position should go at Michigan State, if you have anybody in particular, or is there a platform or an approach when it comes to NIL or anything like that you'd like to see changed at your alma mater where you played for the Spartans as a football player?
Well, first of all, you know, at the end of the day, big bucks, big corporate, big money like that is a certain small percentage of people. And those people got there, some got there easy, you know, a little bit easier than others, but for the most part, those people worked hard and did things to make their money, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't, there's a reason why they have that money. And it's not because they feel like they want to give it away. So in order to, the next person has to be a person that is have the personality and the willingness to get people to give them their money.
Right. You gotta be a seller. And you have to sell.
And they have to make them feel good about giving them their money. Because otherwise they're not giving it. So if you don't have that type of personality, or that, you know, I was not a big Hollis fan, but that's how Hollis was. He was a go-getter. He could get those people, you know, in an ideal world. I think, you know, maybe D'Antonio, he got to work on his approach is probably a little bit better speaking, you know, talking to other people, but because he was a winner and, you know, he looks the right way, or Tom Izzo, those people they're proven winners. People like winners. I think they could be at AD because they could get those people to give the money. The people that got the money. And that's you know, ultimately. But I mean, NIL's not bad. You know, it's just people want to go where they're going to win too. You know, you just can't give a whole ton of money and nobody's coming. So,
well, I understand that, but I think what Michigan State needs, it in reality, I mean, I'll give you two examples, and these are extreme examples, but the University of Texas and Texas A&M are on the brink of having $35 to $40 million NIL monies, if you will, for their student athletes, right? Okay. That's the extreme, you know, and to compete. I mean, so the bar just keeps getting raised.
Sure.
And I think Michigan State has some donors. They have some people with money.
Michigan State got two cats in the world, Rocket Mortgage and Ishbia.
Matt Ishbia, you know, Greg Williams.
Or I mean, there's people there that got a lot of money that, and they're probably more willing, but they don't get the money to people who they like.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a big time hire. Do you have any idea who it might be?
I have not one clue, and quite honestly, Tom, nor do I really care.
Well, you care. You want the right guy.
But here's the thing. But I mean, we've talked about this. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect me. I'm a root and cheer for the kid that's wearing the uniform.
Okay.
Because we're talking about so much, like so much stuff and so much money. It's stuff that I can't really even.
No, that's true. It's unrelatable. You're right.
So at the end of the day, like, I mean, because what's the guy, Gus? He gonna hire whoever the hell he want to hire.
Right.
And it's gonna be somebody that he knows and he trusts.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna have a say in it. They don't care what 2 words come out of Kerry's mouth. You know, I would love to see Caleb Thornhill come be the AD. Caleb is a dynamic kid.
That's an interesting. He has the savvy and he has the intelligence to do that job.
I mean, he's working in a pro NFL. He's with the NBA, with San Antonio, now working with the best people. He's made his own company. He's working with NFL athletes to get them into the next phase of their lives, and he's doing amazing things. He knows amazing people. You know, I think he would be a great hire. And his personality is just bam, here I am, and he's a go-getter, and he's young and he's ready to go. But that's just me, you know.
Yeah,
I'm just one person. But you know, people surround themselves with people that look like them and do what they do. So that's just, you know. And when you're talking about hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, people just ain't giving up that money because they ain't got nothing else to do with it.
Well, they want return on investment.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, with the more you give, the more you think you can say what is going on, that kind of thing too. So you got to deal with that stuff. So, I mean, it's going to be a crapshoot either way. And, you know, bless them and hope they pick the right one, and we could get a lot more money from people that are giving more than what they're giving, and so all of the sports can continue to do well. And you know, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, I bleed green or white. I'm gonna cheer for whoever's there. That's who I'm gonna cheer for. But you know, win or lose, at the end of the day, guess what? Kerry gonna go jump in one of his rides and go cruising in. It's all good.
You have the right perspective. People have asked me my thoughts on the University of Michigan situation as it deals with the Connor Stallions sign stealing scandal. The announcement this past week actually it came out through the media. Michigan has not even acknowledged this, nor have they denied it, for that matter. But I do know for a fact that was a pre-negotiated suspension between Michigan and the NCAA in terms of Sherrod Moore's being, stepping aside for he's not going to be coaching nor practicing that week with a team like Harbaugh was able to for the Central Michigan and Nebraska games. But I'm not going to. There's so much speculation, Kerry, and all these links that are served up by, in particular, Ohio State fan media platforms that are fired out, and other schools are picking them up like verbatim, where they have, there's a venomous hatred position. I'm not going to, the hearing I know is June 4th and 5th, and we'll see what plays out of that. And when I know the facts, and I know some of the facts from my sources, but I'm not going to comment until I know all the facts.
Sure.
And then we'll give our evaluation on that whole situation at Michigan.
That is what you call good reporting, sir. Get all of the information.
But all the information. I don't want part and parcel. I want all of the information.
People do. They hear something and they go put it out there because they want to be the first one to get it.
And they want to hear what they want to hear.
Look stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all those damn people, first of all, they got too much time on their hands. And second, there's a couple of those people out there, like even on the Twitter thing, and it just, they spend more time tweeting about Michigan or Ohio State. Like, bro, why don't you just concentrate on Michigan State?
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. But
Ohio State. Worry about your own self.
Yeah. Well, I know when some schools, when they're frustrated with their own situation, it's kind of a misery loves company approach. Well, let's just go climb on to somebody else's problems so I can forget my problems. Sure. I mean, and that's human nature too. Beyond sports. So
that's life. We talk about that a lot of times, especially like in the Black community. Like, we always, hey man, if you get up, you need to reach down and pull another brother up with you.
Yeah.
People so steady to put a foot in their face and kick them down. It's like, you driving a nice car, like, wow, how did you attain that? What did you do? Well, I went
Yeah.
to school and I got a job and I worked and I saved my money. I did this. Wow. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's a little too hard. So let me take a key and key it so it looks raggedy like mine. So now it don't feel so good about yours. Like, who does that? Work hard
Right.
and get your own stuff.
I love it.
I mean,
I love
golly,
it.
it goes back to the whole positivity thing. I'm like,
There you
if
go.
I see somebody with a nice vehicle, I'm like, hey, that's sexy. I like that.
I
You know,
love it.
it may
I
not
love
be
it.
style, but I can appreciate it, right?
Well, this looks like today, the way the weather, hour by hour weather, this is a perfect day to go out and wax your rides this
Yeah, I
afternoon.
might have to go wash one. I gotta take the wife and the family. They want to go do some things, and I got to come home and cut the grass. But if there's a little bit of time at the end of the day, I might go fire the big fella up and take him around the corner and blow the dust off of him, as we
No,
say.
you know what we're going to do? We love, I mean, when the students are gone, and I said this on a podcast earlier this week. I love when they get here. I love when they leave. I'm talking
Yeah,
about the MSU students.
yeah,
It's a whole cycle. But
absolutely.
when we get our town back in the summer, like on a Sunday, go walk. If for people in Greater Lansing, just go walk that campus right now at Michigan
Yeah,
State. It
beautiful.
is absolutely
Quiet.
gorgeous. Yeah.
You can hear the ducks in the water. Just walk the red seat of the Hagedorn,
Yeah, go on, sit in front of the administration building and sit on and watch the river, watch the water go by. I know it's a red cedar, but hey, it's
hey,
water. Water's water, right?
trying to tell you, you could start at Jennison at Sparty. You could walk down. You could just go to Bogue Street, turn around, and come back.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, let me tell you, you get to sit there, watch the ducks, listen to
yeah.
the water, just sit there and get. Cause we did that a lot during COVID. We'd go out there and park at Jennison. We'd
Oh
walk down
yeah,
either all the way to Hagedorn, turn around, come back.
yeah. It's
Great.
great. Go
It's
do it.
it's nice. Like you said, I love when the kids are here. You get the juice, you got the
You
vibe,
get the
all that.
juice.
But
But then when they leave, it's like,
and I can drive my bus through campus now with a lot less stress. I don't have to worry about dummies walking across with their face in their phone, not paying attention to the lights turning
doing
green.
like this.
And they're like,
They're doing like walking like this.
absolutely. It's like, you don't see the lights changing. You might want
Yeah,
to,
it's nerve wracking.
so, and they already got the wall. They put the walls up there the day after graduation, right there on what's the road back there between the two,
What's that?
where 7-Eleven and Harper's and all that. What's road?
Oh,
Albert?
Albert Street.
Yeah, they put that up there quick.
Oh, it's up there right now.
Right.
And so that's a Sunday
Got it.
afternoon thing. And
Yeah,
we do that. We do that a lot. And then I think the art fair is coming up, isn't it, next week?
yeah, right. Yeah, soon. But see, that's the thing I try to tell with my wife. We were talking about that. That graduation was Saturday. The kids was going. They had them barriers up Sunday, ready to
Yeah.
rock. But here's the thing. People, okay, you say you got your town back, right? We've said that to each other. But don't do no good if you don't go there and support those businesses.
Right, because they need it on
They
East
need
Grand, on Grand River. Those retail outlets need it.
to get through to August.
Yep.
So you
You're
got to
right.
support them people.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
go out there and give me an ice cream or give me a little something here, something there, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a big eater out type person. I'm
Yeah.
not going out there and I don't eat rest because I don't eat food like that. But my wife and my girls, they like to go get those things and
Yeah. Go do it, man.
go to those places.
Yeah, it's Mother's Day. So but that's a Mother's Day suggestion for everybody. Just go get outside.
Go do something.
And celebrate this great day.
Beautiful day.
All right, Gary. Great job, Coach Keyton Crawford here in the Crawford Podcasting Network. We got a special guest coming up next week. Got a pretty thought-provoking topic, so tune in for Coach Keyton Crawford and have a tremendous week. Good job, Gary.
Yes, sir. Happy Mother's Day. Everybody give Miss Tina a hug, and everybody out there, just like I say, just get out there, do something, enjoy yourself, and we will see you next week with a Go Green.
And a Go Blue. See ya.